How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to go over basically what you need to do, especially those newcomers from the new Xbox, or whether you're coming from PS5 or PS4, what you should do day one or week one of MLB 21. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to have a rundown of objectives that you're going to have to complete. You can either do ranked seasons, which is where you have to play specific online games. You can use whatever lineup you want. Showdown, which will be a draft of the specific challenges that they go through. So for the ninth inning, we had players in the ninth inning. Eighth inning, you drafted players in the eighth inning, and then you fill out your team, so on. Battle Royale. This is going to draft your entire lineup. You're going to get a couple choices of some diamonds, some golds, and then you can play up to 12 games. If you go 12-0, you will get one of the most expensive cards in the games. Whatever you get chosen for that, it's always randomized. Conquest, which is one of my personal favorites. We'll go to the regular map. It works just like any board game. You're going to have to fill out basically the entire map. This is me right here, the Reds and the black logo. You basically have to conquer the entire United States. Once you do that, you get 10 to show packs, and you got a Willie Mays at the end, a Diamond Willie Mays, which is really nice. So there's also moments, which is like your little mini challenges that you have to do. Sometimes it'll be like get a hit with this guy. So for example, pitch 5 innings, do not give up 2 runs, get on base 3 times in one game. Some are longer. I mean, right here, 1 plate appearance, you just got to hit a home run. It just matters what you get to with that. But that's how those work, and it's fairly simple and easy to know. There's some crazier ones where you actually get insane cards, like this Lou Gehrig that we had to do. You had to do all these all on Legend. Win a game, 8 hits. I mean, that's pretty insane. 4 extra base hits in a game. That was hard. 3 home runs in a game with Yelich. That was difficult in the Hall of Fame. So it's just different kinds of objectives they have to do to collect good cards in the game. Events, this is also just less stressful, more you're playing the game because you need coins, or you like the player that you get. Usually at 25 wins there'll be a card you can get, and then at 50 there'll be another card you can get. So those are basically the ways you can do it. With events, it is different because they make a set requirement for the lineup. You can't specifically put whoever you want. Say like there was the little general, so it's like someone you have to do a lineup that's lower than 95, and they all have to be, say, 5'8 or smaller, 5'10 or smaller. So you just got to fit the lineup with what the requirements are, really. So those are really your games. PS4 tournaments, they didn't do much, which was sadly they were kind of hitting on that at the start. MLB 20, they'd be doing a lot with that, but they really didn't. My squad, basically who you filling out your lineup with. Your players are going to have secondary positions. Their stats will be a little worse. I think it's like 5 percentage points worse. So if you play Soto at center field, he's going to have 70 fielding, 66 arm, just -5, stuff like that. Players can have diamond, gold, bronze, silver. Fielding, for example, Mickey was the big card in the game, the MLB collection reward, so his stats were pretty insane. He got 90, 97, or 90 fielding, 97 arm, 94 arm accuracy. Pretty beast card. He's going to play amazing fielding. Other than this Babe Ruth, who's a gold, he's going to get different animations. So every kind of diamond fielding era, so diamond, gold, silver, and bronze, they all have different animations, and they'll play to their overall. Create a player, they've definitely talked a lot more about this. It's not as big as this one. You do get moments for you create a player, but I didn't really focus on it that much. But I know a lot of people do like having that player in their lineup. They feel like it's they know they're bad. You can pick the batting stance you want with the guys, and you can pick the swing. So that helps a lot. If you're good with one swing and you like a batting stance, well, there you go. You're going to have your creative player that can have some pretty insane stats if you put equipment on them. So we'll go back to the equipment. I'll explain that a little bit. There's diamond equipment, and as you can see on the left, does different things to fielding. So +12 fielding, +8 accuracy. +6 power with that. Ritual legendary call +8, and it all adds up. So my creative player, whatever the stat is, it'll have +4, +10, or 10, 18. So +18 power, for example, with all that combined. You can pick whatever position you want. It's just a matter of how far you unlocked it. So that's basically your lineup and your creative player. This is where it gets very interesting. So we'll start with collections. Live series collection. Obviously, you have your teams. We'll go with the Reds, my favorite team. So I've collected all 40. I did this about the third week of MLB 20, but there's 40 cards, and you have to collect all 40 cards. Once you do, on the left, you'll see if you collect 10, 200 stubs, 2,000 XP, so on. So once you collect all Reds players, you get a player. So George Foster. And these cards, some are different, some are better than others. It's just a matter of how hard the collection is. So that's an 85. Let's go to the Dodgers, who were a little difficult. Well, you got 92. Card's a little better, right? So once you complete the entire AL East, for example, see, those are all the cards you get from completing. That's the Yankees, Red Sox, Rays. Once you collect all their cards, you will get the entire AL East collection card, which was a Roberto Alomar. So on, AL Central, Walter Johnson. AL West, Billy Wagner. So you complete an entire AL. Once you do that, you get a 99 Craig Biggio. Pretty cool. Same with the NL. NL East, NL Central. And then you got Gary Sheffield. You're also accumulating XP, which in the top right, your level, that's really what that's going towards. So how do you complete these? Well, this is where I'm really going to help you guys with the day one. Usually day one, the best thing I like to do, I know it's kind of hard right now because a lot of cards in the game and everyone's a little cheaper, but let's pretend this is day one and everyone's just expensive. Obviously, there's not going to be as many 90 overalls in the game. It'll be a little more fluctuated. Not as many. They said what? They said 40 diamonds, so I don't know how many we're at right now, but it is more than 40. These cards will not be going for this cheap. What I always do is the upper tier diamonds. Okay, so your Scherzers, your Trouts, your DeGrom, your Freeman, your Betts, all your big guys. They go up in price because the more people play and the more stubs are being accumulated, the more people are buying those cards. Well, they're hard to pull, and everyone's pulling day one. So the market's just getting hit with many players. So, people don't have coins. People want coins, so they sell them for lower than they should, which it makes sense. So this is when I would not sell. If you pull a Trout, if you pull DeGrom, you pull Betts, you pull Freeman, any of these high guys, do not sell. Just because, in a couple days they're going to be a lot more expensive. Give it 3 weeks, Trout will be 300K. And night one, he could be, 220, 200K. Now, as for these lower tier diamonds, I would say sell. I'm definitely going to sell mine. And the reason I am is because I'm really trying to gain my stubs. And to gain my stubs, I will be doing these gold exchanges. Silver to gold exchanges. These are huge for making coins. What you're going to do is you're going to exchange 79 overalls. Okay, they should be going for fairly cheaper than what they usually are deeper into the game, especially like I said, because the market's getting just boosted with cards. So you saw I put 2 in, and it was 53. Or we'll redo this for you. So you put 2 in, it's 53%. You do the math. You put 4 in. Well, there you go. You finish the exchange. You're going to get a gold 80 through 84. These 84 overalls, usually they're going for around, some of them like 10, 14K. And 79 overalls will be going for around 550, 600. So the odds of pulling the 84s are obviously lower, but if you do pull an 84, you are making a lot of stubs back. And I'm not kidding, I've pulled a lot in my time of playing. So I definitely recommend doing that. Even if you do pull if you do pull an 83 or an 84, and say you already have a lot of stubs, if you're interested in completing the big collection, for example, Hank Aaron is super gonna think it is this year, with them putting him in the Legends trailer. Thinking about keeping that 83 or 84 is something that you need to think of, because you are getting that card for a lot cheaper than buying him on the market. So say you are not lucky enough to pull him in any packs, you do the exchange, you pull him. Alright, I need that card, I don't have it. I have 50K. Is it worth selling that card for 14K more, or is it worth just saying, hey, I spent 3K on this card, let's take my W, put it in the collection? If you ask me, I'm grinding for that Hank Aaron, I'm going to keep it, and I'm just going to set it in my collection. And you get a good card to begin with coming in next year. So that's something you definitely need to think of. So that's how I'm attacking stub making. Coming through the first week. Also flipping cards is something everyone needs to do. We'll go to silvers, so it's a little easier. All right, it's the difference between the buy and the sell usually is not, it's never like this. It's probably, if you find a card that has a 200 coin gap, you take it, and you make 150 on each card. If you're making 150 to 170 on each card, if you do it 10 times, there you go. You got 1,000 coins. And when it comes to stubs, that's really good profit, because that could be a gold player that you need for your collection. So it's pretty easy. Let me explain this for the newcomers, because it will get confusing in the beginning. So say you want this card. Okay, you have two options. You can buy it right now. I'll do that. Alright, purchase successful. I just bought him for 736 coins. I have one that's sellable. I could put him back on the market. There he is. 744. So say you want to put on the market, it's opposite sides. Sell, and then it goes to the buy. People have two options. They can buy your card immediately, like I just did, or they can put a buy order in. A buy order is when you are the next highest, well, you want to be the next highest, and if someone pulls that card, they can sell it to you immediately for what you want. So I'm willing to wait until someone gets this card and wants to sell it to me for 114. Until that, I don't have the card. But if someone pulls it and they're just like, you know what, I'll take my 114 coins, then boom, you get it. And then you can sell it for that buy. So I would sell it for 744 coins, and I'd make around 600, 700 coins. That's how I've made. I mean, you see it. There's 15 cards on a page. I've done 11,000 pages. This is insanely crucial in the making stubs. So let's go over this again with Votto. I want this Votto, but I do not want to spend 800 coins. Okay, so there's no one is currently wanting the card. Well, silver's the lowest I can go for is 100. So I'll put up a buy order for 100. Someone, or a sell order for 100. Someone can sell me that Votto right now for 100 coins. Once I get this card, I can then put him back up for 799 coins, and then make about 750 coins on this one card. Like I said, the gap's not going to be that big coming into the next year. We're talking probably 200 coin gaps, but it adds up once you do a crap ton. It really does, and it'll be well worth it. You'll get your collection. I finished making in 3 weeks. just flipping and doing those gold exchanges. Alright, going into it, Team Affinity. You got some options. So, Team Affinity is basically a breakdown of challenges to getting into higher cards. So 87 Votto, this was the first one. Day 1, this came out. Say this is 5%, 10%, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And then you get your 10%er to your 50%, and you get Joey Votto. It's a percentage breakdown. It's hard to explain. But here you go. You see it right here. Different moments you can do +3, and it's all going to add up to whatever it is to get the card. So say at 50, you get the Joey Votto. +5, +2, whatever you do, it's got to add up to 50. Exchange Reds Rivals. This one is how a lot of people do it. If you do this 5 times, you got the Joey Votto. But what that is you just got to exchange that division. So NL Central, you just got to exchange NL Central players. And then they added more as it goes on. Team Affinity there were some insane cards at the end. Like, this was in September, I believe. October, September. They added all 99s for every single team. It was cool. Prestige programs. Alright, so this is a way to add +3 to the card itself. So, this is the regular Mike Trout. As you can see, it's blue. It's not red like we saw. The red is the prestige version. To get the prestige version, you have to do set goals. So, I already completed my at-bats. I have a little bit more to do with my hits and my extra bases and all that. Once I complete all those, I'll then get this one. It's just strictly a +3 to every stat. Obviously, he already has 125. On the blue card, that's non-prestige, so nothing is going to happen there. But everything else will be +3. It's a really good way. You know, these cards do make a difference, and they are a lot better. Mickey, as you can see, complete everything, redeem. And there you go, you get that. So, that's basically prestige cards. It's pretty straightforward. Do the stats. Monthly awards, these change. I can't really tell you how exactly it's going to be, but if it works out like this year, it was just like Team Affinity, where you get the +10, you get the +5. You just got to do challenges, do different complete stats with different players. At the end, you do get a pretty good card. So this came out obviously in May, and you got a 95. At that time, that's a really good card. So if you do all that, you got a starter on your team. As the season goes, you get a 99. So this is why I love SDS. If you do everything and you complete exactly what they want you to, they will give you a good card and they'll reward you. I mean, these are all solid cards. Everyone loves Mondesi, so I definitely like that they do that. Help you guys out. XP reward, it's not. I don't think it's gonna be like this next year, or possibly. They're always trying to change stuff up. But if it is, I'll just explain it. Obviously in the top right, level 100 prestige, let's pretend on level 1 bronze. So say on level 1 bronze, and at level 5, you get level 5 bronze, you get Legends of Flashbacks. This is it. It's a solid player you can put on your starting lineup for a little bit. These are also good for collection, so I recommend keeping these. At 10, you get this. It's an evolution, so if you accumulate stats, you know, actually Eddie Matthews, these guys got up to Diamond if you accumulate stats with them. So that was always cool. I'm sure they do that again. But at 75, you got to choose one of these cards. Everyone chose Kluber. This was, yeah, he was everyone's choice. So those are always cool cards you can get. The Hal Newhouser was definitely a cool one. Raleigh Fingers. You're probably going to want to take a picture. Pitchers are usually who people take on this one, because the 99 that you get, so say you go to level 1 silver, they're usually position players. So take who you want, who you feel. They're good stats. There's always usually that one guy with a lot of power. You know, Reggie Jackson. There's always going to be your catcher. Buster Posey this year. The alright cards, I didn't really like Sandberg that much. Mini was cool, but that's basically what those are. As you can see, yeah, I just got the David Peralta, so someone just pulled a pack, wanted to get rid of him, gave it to me for 114. So now I can sell it for that 750, whatever he was. Going back to Evolutions, coming back, Silver 5, you get another one. And then so on. Once you hit goal 1, you get another one. You also get different things. There's all this. It's just ranking up. You get cool stuff. It's like Madden. It's like FIFA when you rank up in the season. It's just on a higher level, in my opinion. And it's nice because you are getting really good cards for this. They did add Prestige, so it takes a long time to rank up in Prestige. Long time. But, I mean, they really made it worth it. They really did. So that's about it. My inventory, your equipment, there'll be different bats and stuff. They'll all do different stuff. So this one's a +9 to your power. It's cool. It's cool. They definitely make it a lot more customizable. You can add, this is for Road to the Show type stuff. You can buy all these. And all these actually can be used in Road to the Show, not just Diamond Dynasty. So your bat, you can put that on your player, and it'll add the power and everything to them. Unlockables, different kinds of stuff. You hit a home run, oh, you get an animation on your player, base animation, sound. This is kind of fun. They do different things. You can, whenever you hit a home run, car horn, car will start going. Cash register, the cha-ching, goal horn, goat, just different stuff. Make the game more fun. My stadiums, legendary stadiums, regular stadiums, fake stadiums. So I don't know how much we've seen this, especially with created stadium or creative stadiums that you can create now coming in the game. I wonder how much people usually use these, but we'll definitely see. That's basically a rundown of the game. But when it comes to day one, I really want you guys to hit hard on these gold exchanges. If you want coins, I definitely recommend doing this. Once again, it's $4.79 overall. You're gonna get that gold. If you already have a lot of coins and you're looking to collect, if you get a high gold that goes for a lot, don't be afraid to keep. You'll definitely appreciate not having to buy him again for 8,000, 10,000 coins. You'll take him for 3K. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and good luck on day one. Good luck throughout the season.